have to remember, this was a time that, the houses, there were 1,444,000 houses. They were maybe 200 people that went to a ball, or maybe 300 because you brought your friends. We knew everyone. And if I didn't know you, I knew of you. And they knew of me. They know Julian from all the local houses I went to. They know me. That's why they can say so much and give you a long paragraph in biblical proportions of who I am. Because watch it. I don't remember their first name, but they know me. And it's because we all knew each other and we were all kids. And whether you were an elder or not, we were like, it was really cool. It was really cool. I left in 93. Like, I left the scene in 93. So from 87 to 93, it was phenomenal. For me, personally. And then I left the scene. I left completely. I stopped clubbing. Like, I didn't go to a bar or a club. I didn't leave Brooklyn from 1993 to 2004. I just went to work.
Wow. Well, you know, we have some word that you were, you're an instructor for 20 years.
Yes, I've been, what happened is because Amy, so because I was her first child, I knew how to incorporate the class and warm them up before, because Amy trained everybody. Well, the three main people out of the house that she was really training was Damien Revlon, that was a Magnifique, and then he became an Extravaganza, then he became a Revlon, and then Stiffy, Jose, Magnifique, Revlon. We were all brothers. Like, we were all, how you doing? What's going on? Like, we were Amy's kids. Amy trained us. We were all Magnifique, so there was no discrepancy. So she was the godmother of the house of Magnifique, though she was an Extravaganza. So we all were trained under her, maybe in some forma, and critiqued and stuff, and then everyone branched out. Everyone did what they had to do. So, yeah, that's kind of how that went with that. It was a different time. It was really, really special. It was really special. And it hurts because I tell people when they're like, oh, you want to see Paris is Burning with me? I'm like, no, I don't want to see Paris is Burning with you. They're like, why? I was like, no. I'm not going to see Paris is Burning with you. They're like, why? And I was like, I've seen it 150 times. And they're like, well, why don't you want to see Paris is Burning? I said, okay, put on a damn movie. When they put on the movie and I lived, they're like, oh, Julie, do you know this person? She's gone. This person, she's gone. So I was like, you know what? It hurts me. Like, they're not getting it, that I was a kid from that time. So I knew that. And I'm like, some of them were like my old mothers and old gay brothers. And I'm like, this is a different movie for me in my heart. And I was like, I said, this is something that's, you guys are looking at it like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, I miss her. So I don't really want to turn it on. But I do, when people want to know about the ballroom scene, whether they're straight, gay, white, Asian, black, orange, green, and purple, Latino or not, I'm like, Red Paris is Burning, it's on Netflix, you can get it. Enjoy it. And they're like, oh my God, that was the life that I was like, I said, kinda. And I was like, I said, what, yeah. And I was like, semi. And I was like, after that is kind of where I came from. I came after the movie. And I was like, my mother didn't let me get out. So around that time, I was 14. So I was like, that wasn't happening. I don't have to care.
Now, have you ever walked balls out of state? Out of the
country? What was that? Have I ever gone...
Walk balls out of the state or out of the country?
The only place I've ever gone was to another country, and that was New Jersey. That was the only other country that I went to, but I didn't walk. I judged. And I judged. So I was judging the Richards Ball. And Mother Richard and Father Richard, at that time, Angel Mother Richard, and Richard had asked me if I can judge their ball. So I started coming up. Like, it went from a club kid to, walking a couple of balls. And with Roger, what happened with Roger, that we made a deal. I was like, I said, let me give you a deal. Give me 6 months. I was like, if I can incorporate members to come into the house and they win, do I need to walk? I already gave you my 2 trophies, so in the house, if you threw a ball with Roger, and I think it's probably old school, if you threw a ball and people wanted to be judges in the house, you had to at least win a trophy. So I won already my 2 for him, so I was able to judge any ball that he asked me to do, which was crap. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was mostly shady, so whoever threw shade at me, and they were my age, before you walked down, I was already giving you a hi-ya. So they were always laughing. Yeah, I was like, I'm talking about a strike of pose. Like, you didn't even get ready for the beat. The music wasn't on. You strike the pose. I would throw this freaking thing at you, and they were like, you're being shady. I'm like, well, I'm on the judges panel. So, yeah, so I asked him, can I incorporate women or men, train them, and if they win, that means I don't have to walk. So that incorporated Delilah, that incorporated Mariana, Asia, because she walked Latina, Colombian. She kind of looked like an Aztec Indian, literally.
Really?
Very Pocahontas. If you look at her as Pocahontas, she walked face and runway, and then there was Amanda. And she was from Thailand and Italian. So she gave you European features, but she was an Asian girl.
Wow.
And she was fake. So I was bringing that in. So I was, okay, I didn't want to walk. I went to the ball. I made sure the girls were ready, which were like 5 girls under my belt, and then they will always walk. They all became either legends or statements. So I did my job on that. Wow. So I was always teaching. I was always incorporating teaching without me thinking teaching. I wasn't thinking about that as a career goal or this is what I'm going to do for the community. Nada. It was just something that I was naturally able to do. So what happened teaching, 2004,
right.
I started go ahead.
How did that come along?
Well, in 2004, what happened is that I decided I was at work and I was working in the village. And in the village, there's a sex shop. And the sex shop is the Pleasure Chest, and everyone kind of knows about that. It's right there on 7th Avenue. It's a really cute one. So I was there and I was working, but then all the kids would come in and get their condoms and their lube, and they were like, "Hi, Julian." So whoever didn't see me from 93 to 2004 saw me now. So they were like, "Are you back?" And I'm like, "I'm not back, bitch. I am working."
Peaking.
There they go. Leave. And they would buy their condoms and buy their lube, and they would just come in the store and kind of look around the things that they wanted, and everyone was coming in. And then what happened is that I was invited by someone that remembered me from the ballroom scene to Willie's mini function, Willie Ninja, Mother Willie Ninja's mini function in, I think, the East Village, and it was in 2004. That day of it was my birthday. So I didn't want to go. Yeah, and that was November 28th, 2004. And I didn't want to go because it was my birthday. But I got dressed and I was like, you know what? I actually was becoming friends with the father of the House of Ninja. And we were very good friends before I became a ninja. And we were just clubbing together. They saw me at the club. We would kiki and everything was fine. So I was like, okay, I have some friends there. Let me go. So Willie was there, and at the end, he asked me to judge. And I was like, okay, let me judge. So I was judging next to Jose and 2 other people. I saw Selvin for the first time from 93. So that was like, oh, hey, girl, what's going on? And then at the end of the night, Willie was like, I think you need to be a ninja. And I was like, what? Like, I faded off like I didn't hear him. And I was like, he goes, Julian, I'm saying it 3 times. I was like, no, I need like old school. I was like, I need the mother of the house to tell me what he wants. I said, because I was never asked by any other member of the house. I was always asked by a mother or a father. And I was like, not by the children. So since the children have been asking me for 6 months, I said no. But since you're asking me, I will say yes. Within a week, I was a ninja. And within a week, he gave me a title as emperor. And then I started teaching. I came in and I just started teaching all the kids and incorporating everybody and what they should do and walking balls a different way and here's what you should wear. I still was new because I didn't know that the ball had changed. So when we went to Esco's to see if there was a category for one of the kids, I'm flipping at 2 of the kids because I thought they weren't listening to me. They're like, there's no sign-up sheet. I'm like, it's sign-up sheet. You need to go up and sign a sheet. So then someone came up to me and they were like, Julian, sign-up sheet? They're like, what are you talking about? So somebody from old school was like, this thing we haven't seen you for years, and what are you talking about? We hear you screaming about sign-up sheets. Julian, they don't do where have you been? I'm like, well, they don't do sign-up sheets anymore. This is not organized. That's what it is. I was like, where's the sign-up sheet? Like, you have to sign up, and if you didn't sign up back in the day, if you didn't get called out, you don't walk the ball. So that's my mentality. So my thing was still old school. Was a ninja until 2006, and that was very much when Willie had passed, and I stopped voguing. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore because it went away. The reason I was voguing was because I had seen 3 people on television. I saw Julián Oshún Magnifique, Jose Extravaganza, and Willie Ninja. Those are the 3 people that I incorporated as, oh, this is over. I like how they look. And I remember their faces on television. And their style and their haircuts, and I was like, I like this. So my spirit kind of went with that. And that was when my gay brother had passed away. And but then I saw a little different because in 2007, someone had actually posted on Facebook. They mentioned my old house that I had, which I don't understand why, because it has nothing to do with nada. The House of De La Blanca, and that was because I wanted to incorporate. You heard all the names of my kids. So I have a lot of kids, and they all want to vote. They all wanted to vote. They all wanted to do a ball, and I was like, "You're not doing the ball. You're not going to vote." That was kind of my rule. So I'm going to be a gay father. You don't do balls unless I'm there, because I'm not going to have somebody do something to you fiercely. So I had 10 kids, and they all wanted to walk a ball. So I said, "Well, then I'm going to do a house. I'm going to incorporate a performance group house, which was Oshún, Julian's performance group, La Casa de la Blanca." And the reason I called it De La Blanca was because it's dealing with my religion and we're dealing with Oshún. And so I was like, De La Blanca. So that's how I incorporated with that. And again, it came out to teaching. So more teaching. The house did not work. It did not work out because a lot of my gay kids were no longer my gay kids. And I tried to incorporate it again a year later, and we did very well. And then again, the gay kids issue. When you get close to certain gay kids, they want to turn you out, and you look at them like you can't ever. And they get kind of offended, like you can never. And, I had to close the house, and that was 2 years ago. That was 2012. And I had a project that I was doing with a friend, and it just kind of was not working the way we were with scheduling and stuff like that, and then I decided I wanted to teach on my own. My teaching is a little bit different, in the sense that I incorporate what I know the best, and it's very much voguing, runway, and fitness. And I wanted to incorporate it because my straight friends with kids remember me from high school were like, we want to vogue, but we want to do a fitness program with you. So I incorporated that with a good friend, and we decided to do a fitness program incorporating voguing. So, like, you just don't come to my class. Now, if you want me to teach you how to do old way or femme or whatever was going on, that's called a private session. So you have to pay me on the hour. Now, if you want to actually go to my class is actually incorporating the all three. It's a fitness class. It's toning, it's working out, it's doing what you have to do, incorporating and infusing voguing. You're going to vogue. But if you want to do any back spins and dips, then you have to put me aside and say, I want you to teach me to do that. And then that specifically would be a different training process.
Right.
But that's kind of how we went into stretching,
fitness, exercise.
That's what I'm doing. What I'm doing for myself personally when I wake up in the morning is a form of fitness and eating regimen and cleansing and detoxing, dealing with water, but at the same time voguing. And I'm going to teach you runaway. So I'm like, what they want to know what I was doing. How I look the way I do in a certain way. They're like, I like the way you look. What are you doing? How is it that you still know how to vogue? And I was like, I'm incorporating fitness and all this. So it was working. I kind of put it on a hold right at this moment because I needed to kind of refigure what I wanted to do and who I wanted to, I really want to work within the community. So I was like, my thing is not just renting a studio and then people coming in. But then at the same time, that doesn't work. I don't understand how that goes. It's like people they want to lose weight. They want to incorporate. I'm trying to do it in the community, and it's kind of hard to bring out people because remember, the people that I was going after were mothers with their kids, and they have schedules, and everyone, kind of cancels at the last moment.
Right.
But so that's why I'm kind of putting it on hold at the moment. But that's how the teaching, all that started. Literally teaching, specifically a group of people was 2004 as a ninja.
Right.
Anything else?
Of course, Daddy.
I can't believe I'm remembering all this. Okay.
It's over. You know how many people are living right now tuning into?
I hope they are. I hope people, are incorporating this as you can be in the ballroom scene. You can survive it. It's a fabulous thing when there's a form of unity where people do come together as one and remember that it's gay people trying to be together. Yes, honey, we're in different houses. I remember when I used to see the 15 houses back when I was a kid. It was at the ball, I'm going to compete and I'm going to scourge you. But as soon as we're done, we're going to go to Tiffany's on Christopher Street and we're going to have breakfast.
Ooh,
we're going to have fun.
That was your booth. I was by the window, honey.
I was always in the middle because I wanted everyone to see me. I don't know.
I need to see everyone coming in.
I was 16 and I was straight, so I wanted everybody to see me, mind you. Yeah, so that was kind of, I remember, and it was kind of a rule. You only throw straight out of ball. Even at a club, if I was going to battle you, it was kind of, I'll take it out of ball. And we would battle, but we would not battle the way you battle out of ball. And the reason being is I wasn't able to really vogue as much because Amy didn't let me. She was like, you use that at a show if you're getting paid or at a ball. You will not be voguing, so people can, record you or take all your moves by the time you go to a ball. So I kind of was restricted. So